Alright, another round of 8 match in the Diamond Division. And I already said the round of 8, right? Yeah, I did. Cycle 3, HoN Tour, that's it. That's all the identifiers that I need for this game. And we've lost Narcy. So, first game we lost Nowie. Second game we lost Narcy. Entho's making some pizza, but he'll be back in a few minutes. In the meantime, Art of Pho from Frog No Hippo, right? You guys are still around, yeah?
Yeah, we're definitely around somewhere.
Right. That's good. Sorry, I'm really tired and I'm also trying to respond to Twitch chat, which means that this is not going to go very well. But it's going to get done, damn it. Ophelia Rhapsody, first two bands from the Legion side. Parasite and Magnus are the bands from Hellborn, so that makes a fair degree of sense, actually. But it will leave open the first pick of Swiftblade into the Elephant. Both very strong heroes, of course, and no huge surprise to see them pick up very early. Empath gets second pick there for the Swiftblade, and now I was talking about earlier about how that is such a good counter pick to Swiftblade and also a very good partner, so nice to see that. And Hag and Chipper, as apparently they don't actually need any time to make these decisions, they're just going to pick whatever the hell they want, which is fine with me, because it gives us more time to quickly analyze and less time to just sit here and wait for them to do shit. But Hag and Elephant, okay. Are you thinking this would be Jungle Elephant?
I don't think it's going to be a Jungle Elephant, but that's why I don't really like the Hag. I mean, if it is a Jungle Elephant, it's really weak, and Hag pretty much has to be short lane or mid as a solo, so
right.
You're going to have a really strong jungler, and Trents is probably going to ban out most of the junglers right now. Or not. Or not.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I'd leave Tempest open or something like that, I guess, and first pick it, because both Parasite and Oath are gone. So, yeah, and Tempest would work really well with this lineup, too.
I mean, if you ban out junglers here, they're pretty much relying on this Elephant, or they're going to double dual lane with a Hag, which would be terrible, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess they could do that, but, I mean, what you got does play a good Legionnaire, so they could ban out the Tempest, pick up the Lego for the jungle, or they could just keep the Tempest available. Obviously, he plays a good Tempest, too, because if you didn't watch the other series between Null and BMG... Yeah.
Oh, man.
Those,
respect, man.
Yeah. So I was just talking about that. That what you got knows how to play that Lego, and it's going to get taken out here by TPS Priceless. Obviously, some research being done there, because pretty much nobody else plays Lego. But
yeah, that's pretty nice, but I don't know if it's really necessary, especially since they're on Legion. Legionnaire isn't really that great on Legion, in my opinion, at least.
No, you're definitely right, because you can't do that multiple camp tree cutting type thing. They're going to leave the Tempest open. So, that's weird to me. That they'd ban the Lego, who's, as you said, less powerful on Legion, and pick up Tempest, who is still quite good on Legion, and obviously what you got knows how to play that hero. It would basically either force them to jungle the Cthulhuphant or run a dual support too, because the only jungle options left after that would be Solstice and Keeper of the Forest, unless you want to go to something like Bloodhunter, or Doctor, or Balthagor, or something really weird like that.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I guess Hellborn, if they do pick up the Tempest, Keeper is open, and Keeper, Hag, Elephant is a pretty good combo, especially with the setup from the root.
Yeah.
But it is really, really passive versus a Swiftblade Chipper.
Yeah, it is tanky, though. Like, Chipper's not going to have a great time against Elephant and Keeper of the Forest, because his burst targets are pretty minimal. Especially with Hag having the blink. But Pharaoh is going to be the fourth pick. And then the Rally. I hate Rally. So, that was wrong. But, oh well. How is Tempest not a pick here? Like, I
have no idea. I think they were picking Pharaoh as, like, a reactionary pick. They didn't really want to give them the opportunity to counterpick a Tempest with a Pharaoh.
Right, and there
so
it is.
I guess
okay.
that's why.
Finally, Tempest is going to show up. So that makes sense. I agree. And then, of course, Pharaoh discourages the Hellborn side from picking Tempest, but apparently they weren't going to do that either. So, I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see a Jungle Elephant here, because they've got the suicide options in Hag and Rally, and potentially even another one, depending on what they pick here. But, yep, Keeper of the Forest.
Keeper. Yes!
Man, I'm on fire today, apparently. Which is bad, because being on fire is very dangerous for your health. But, expecting... It's got to be a Suicide Elephant then, because he's much better in the Suicide Elephant than Keeper is, and then Keeper, of course, is going to be likely in the safe lane jungle. So 2 relatively passive junglers here in this game. And...
Well, actually, it is Zane on Keeper, I mean...
Oh.
Yeah, it might be a Suicide Keeper.
Or is this...
Let's get it on.
It's a laning Keeper. Is this a tri-lane?
I'm not sure.
Because Priceless and... no, way too easy is there, the other player. So it's going to be a jungler. But it's going to be near. It's going to be near in the jungle elephant is what's going to happen.
I mean, I guess I kind of like it, but...
I hate it.
I'm not really sure. I mean, Zane has been known to, like, be really good on Keeper. He can upset a lane. And Elephant is really good at ganking mid, at least, so that might be a thing.
I mean, Zane's definitely a good Keeper. My problem is, Cthulhuphant is the best Suicide in the game right now. Like,
yeah.
There's no question about that.
I don't know.
And Keeper's still a good jungler, so it's not like he's going to suffer by being in the woods. Cthulhuphant, on the meantime, is not that great a jungler, so this just seems like a real waste of a lineup that is actually pretty solid. It's pretty damn tanky. There's some good initiation and some great counter initiation. The anti-push is there with the Master of Arms for that Tempest, and their burst is a little bit lacking, but their late game's okay with the Hag, and Imboy will be playing the Hag, so it's going to be a solo short lane rush to Hag. Meanwhile, on the Legion side... Yeah, sorry, go.
I don't know, I'm thinking of why they would do this, and the only reason that I can think of it is because you need to have a semi-active jungler, and a Keeper in the jungle isn't really good to help you win the middle lane. Especially not a Keeper in that fact, so Elephant at least can charge. But I still don't really like it. I mean, Elephant is just such a good Suicide. It's ridiculous not to have him there.
And, okay, this is going to be a Suicide Chipper.
Yeah.
I get why they're doing this. They know it's going to be 1v1 because Imboy is on the Hag, so they know that he's going to be in the solo short lane. But this is just going to open up Elephant for even more ganks in top. As opposed to putting a Pharaoh up there, which makes a ton more sense because it's also harder to gank a Chipper in mid because the Cthulhuphant's going to have to either work his way around or get lucky because the Chipper would have to push up the hill because the Chipper's range, so he's going to be further away from the creep wave. And in the meantime, this dual lane from Hellborn would be a lot less effective if it was, in fact, a Chipper middle because Chipper is ranged. Instead,
yeah, I think this is just like them sacrificing the Pharaoh's farm over at Chipper's in this sense.
But like, Chipper probably won't even get that much in the top lane. I don't think.
I don't know, I just think it's because Imboboy is known to do the max HoN build, like right there you see level 1 HoN. And he does max HoN generally, so it's kind of bad to put a melee against him in that sense, since you know he's going to do it every game anyways.
I mean, I don't know if he had got that at level 1, I assume he did, just figuring, oh, it's going to be a Suicide Chipper, but really, looking at the player hero combos, you should know it's going to be mid Pharaoh because Charles Simeon's their mid player, and Fuzzy Sloth is their Suicide player, so... Yeah, max HoN, or the first item level HoN is kind of interesting, especially because, yeah, there's the focus buffer going out, and Chipper's just like, I'm going to do stuff, miss rockets, that'll be fun.
Yeah. But this is going to be a problem, especially with this elephant getting coming
and
in right now.
Here comes the elephant. So, Chipper going to work his way into the woods, puts the focus buffer back on, but they're just going to be able to kill him. Like, there's nothing that they can do unless they... Wow.
Are they? They just missed the elephant stun.
I still think he's dead.
This Chipper might be able to turn it around, to be honest.
Yeah, he's going to have to land the rocket. But Hag with the blink doesn't want it. Yeah.
Not going.
Alright, well, if you're going to miss a bunch of spells, then I guess you can't be blamed.
Yeah.
That was a good juke from Fuzzy's Lot there. I gotta give him credit for that.
Yep. That missed elephant stun pretty much ruined the entire gank right there.
I mean, that would have been an easy
And it was
kill.
slowed. So I don't know, maybe it's a MS issue.
That was very well played by Fuzzy Sloth. I mean, if anybody's good at dodging kills in a Suicide lane, it's him. I've seen it do it several times, and that was pretty damn good on his part. So well played to Fuzzy Sloth, no doubt about it.
TPS Priceless with really bad timing. Comes right into
Oh
the creep
man,
wave.
that TP out.
And now he's gonna have to eat his way through the woods because he nearly died to creeps. But yeah, Fuzzy Sloth's just gone. But that was a kill if he did not come in right when he did, because he would have had the stun and Chipper wasn't aware. I don't have any words up here on the Legion side.
And now they're wasting so much time. I mean, Pharaoh gets to at least have some farm, or at least levels here mid. And they really haven't done anything to this Chipper, and they haven't been able to punish them.
And he spent so much time trying to kill him that Envoy's at 150 gold per minute.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys already went over this, but why are they sending Keeper Bot against a Swiftfoot and Empath? Because he's a much better jungler than Cthulhu, and Empath is clearly going to have Dust, which he does. So if Empath gets a wall off and Swiftblade spins on him, he has no escape whatsoever. He's going to die.
We haven't figured it out either.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it at all. I know that Zane's a great Suicide Keeper player, but regardless, I don't like the pickup. They're both going to level up and farm very slowly because of this.
I mean, yeah, we made that connection too, that Zane just likes to play Keeper, which is fine because he's a good Keeper player, but yeah, there goes the Dust and the wall, and Zane's dead.
There's the Bloodlust.
So, yeah. I just... Why?
Point made, I suppose.
I mean, and this elephant really hasn't done that much work either.
Was MOA picked up in the last 2 picks?
No, he was picked up pretty early.
No.
Really?
The last 2 picks were Rally and Keeper.
Interesting.
I think.
And who is TPS priceless? It says that he's 1600, but surely that's not his main.
No, he's been around for a long time. He's a support player that's been around here.
Huh.
And a captain, if you'll notice, as well, Envoy no longer drafting for Reason Gaming, which I like. I was never a big fan of Envoy's drafts. I thought they were very strange. And I also have a natural bias against carry players drafting Flunsmeister. Being the only guy that's really, I feel like, done a decent job as a captain, as a carry player. And he's barely even carrying anymore. By which I don't mean Flunsmeister's a bad player, it's just like, he's not really... Like, since what they're doing now isn't really carry heavy. Kazu's playing the #1 farmer in a lot of games. As a suicide. Anyway.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He's sort of like, I mean, they prioritize farming him in the beginning just so that way he can, you know, be their playmaker, sort of.
Right. He's like Mickey's sidekick.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, clearly it's working, so can't fault him too much.
Yeah, I just really don't like this elephant. I mean, I thought maybe they would make more work of it. Like, since he's jungling, he can gank better than this Keeper at least, but they're really not doing anything with him. I mean, they failed that one gank top, and that was it. And he's not farming that well either.
So, yeah, surprisingly enough, Tempest has a little bit less farm than him, but I guess it's expected because Tempest takes a little bit more time to ramp up. But yeah, I'm surprised that Cthulhu hasn't landed any stuns or got any kills thus far, or at least assisted in something.
Well, he can't really gank the Chipper with the Word of Sight in the woods, and he can't really gank mid because it's a Pharaoh, and because it's harder to gank mid than top.
Yeah, he just missed his opportunity with
Actually, speaking of that, up top, Wretched Hag will be able to blink off, so that was interesting. And the Rocket's not quite going to connect. Chipper not going to be stunned there. But here comes Master Runs. Now he will be stunned. Obliterate goes off and kills him. Meanwhile, Zane drops in the bottom lane. So once again, Pharaoh getting totally creep trapped. We'll see if he can actually survive here. Amberboy's coming back in. Actually, no. Nice mummy walls there. And that's going to go around it. He also pops the health pot. So he might be okay. He might not because here comes Rally with the Ghost Marchers. Wrong direction, though, as Zane has absolutely made a correct choice. But the Courier's going to spot him. And of course, Rally has a Seismic Slam, so gonna look for that to happen. Cholo Simeon with the jukes, and here's Chipper, so he's alive.
Wow.
That was a good decision right there.
I'm surprised he didn't try to stun him. I mean, he has 2 levels in battle experience, so he should have been able to drop him with a stun and ulti.
I agree, or at least, like, give it a shot, man.
Yeah, at least before the Chipper got there.
80 seconds.
Chipper can cancel his ulti cast, no doubt about it, but still.
And he had somebody coming in from the back. I don't know, it was a tag or something, whatever. I wasn't really paying all that much attention, but...
Yeah, anyway. I think it was Cthulhu coming in. but he just ran off as soon as Rally just started auto attacking instead of stunning.
Bottom lane, meanwhile, spin once again onto Zane, but he'll be able to invis and get away. This time they do not have any vision. They did force the TP that was cancelled. Probably from Master, I'm gonna guess.
No, that was Rally. Rally's TP and cancelled it. Which is actually, I mean, I think that's a pretty big deal. I mean, your mid player just wasted a TP. You can't really TP game for another, what, 60 seconds or whenever he decides to get a port.
Right. But who are they going to gank that's not this chipper?
Yeah. I guess they just have to catch someone off guard while they're diving, I guess. That's all they can do.
And Beaverbanger on that Swift blade is leading the GPM charts at just under 400. Not a huge surprise there.
Yep, looks like he's opting for a Rune Dax.
I like that item on Swift blade. I know we've gotten mixed opinions on it, but I think if you've got total free farm in a lane like here, it helps. It's a good item.
Yeah, I don't like items like Thunderclaw on Swiftblade very much. It just doesn't work with him.
What?
But Rune Dax, you heard me.
Thunderclaw on Swiftblade.
It's the best item.
Okay, I take that back. Thunderclaw is the best item in the game, and every single hero should get it. But I like Rune Dax more on Swiftblade.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I like it here just because they have barrel walls and Tempest Hole at least to synergize with it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't really be able to take down heroes otherwise.
Yeah, I like Nullstone Gaming's draft much more this game. I like Master Arms you don't see very often. Same goes for Keeper, but it just seems like their team doesn't really flow together. Keeper gets the ult off, Hag follows up, Rally follows up, but I don't know. It feels like there's so much that they have to set up properly in order for the team fight to work.
Yeah, I feel like if Nullstone Gaming can just split up a little bit during these team fights, I mean, they're only going to be able to use all their ults on like so many heroes, and then they don't have any sustained damage.
It's all burst damage between the Rally and the Hag too. Like if they can survive the initial onslaught, there are no right clicks.
Yeah.
Until Hag gets crazy. Way too easy dying to neutral creeps.
Oh!
That was not intentional either, because he's got 380 gold. And actually, top lane, Fuzzy Slot does get killed. I was waiting for that to happen, as Elephant was sitting in the woods for a long time, but he gets the counter kill on Nimboy, so that's not terrible.
Yeah, that's big.
Nimboy at 250 gold per minute here. 1v1 lane. They will be able to take out this tier 1 tower. Probably. They're coming in.
And I don't know. I don't really like this. That Imbo Boy didn't backblast either, but it looks like they're going on the Elephant.
They're gonna need the hook because come on, hook. No hook. All right, I don't want it. That's fine. Dude's pretty tanky. They might not have had the damage anyway.
Yeah, I don't think they would have been able to drop him.
Tier 1 does get denied, and top tier 1 is deniable, and that will happen.
Yep,
looks like Rally's getting his revenge on the Ancients now.
Round 1 went to you. I'm back again. He's killing those Ancients. It's just... Revenge is not the answer, Rally. You have to learn to heal.
Love is the answer, Rally. Become
Violence
one
does not make
with the
pain
Ancients.
go away. I wish you could become one with the Ancients, like with Parasite. It'd be amazing.
Right.
Running around with the Dragon Master at like 400 MS.
You mean Empath, right? Because her ultimate is called As One.
Well, I thought Pharaoh was in trouble there for sure, but they just gave up on it.
It was like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, both teams playing very safely. I mean, when you have these high-level Diamond League games, you know, people aren't going to take that many risks because there's so much at stake.
But they should. They should take more risks because it's more fun to watch.
Well, it makes them more fun, but, you know, you see that in a lot of esports and real sports, too. When there's money on the line and there's glory on the line and plenty of it, people don't take big risks.
It's actually really funny at that top river, both Drenset and TPS Priceless placed that exact same ward. And it's pretty uncommon to me, at least, too.
I've seen Insania award there quite a bit. But other than that, very few people do it.
different place. Nice. Okay, countered.
Go ahead. Step on.
I don't know. I feel like this Hellborn team should be making something happen. I mean, they have a keeper and an elephant. They can just push right now.
Yeah, they have plenty of
going
push
for a
potential.
Ringed Axe. He has no early game items really besides the Ghost Marchers. They can just run into these towers. I don't think they can do anything about it on Legion.
I mean, they could use Saw Blades, but that's not gonna do very much for the sustained push. So, yeah. No, I agree. Like, I hate it when teams pick up these push-oriented lineups. They'll push. Keeper's a pushing hero. Go push. You see people pick up Ophelia, they'll push until 20 minutes.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
too. I mean,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I don't know what
acid
they're really waiting for. I mean, maybe they're waiting for like Elephant to get a blink or something, but
Astrolabe,
I don't see why they should just go now.
I mean, if they wait for an Astrolabe, by the time they have it, it's going to be not very effective.
Yeah.
And for that matter, killing towers helps you get that Astrolabe, so...
Yeah, I mean, especially like they have all their ultimates up right now. I mean, they should really take use of that. I don't know. Hag's Bat Blast has been up this entire game pretty much.
She apparently just wants to free farm top, which she can do. Like, they don't need to bring Hag with them. They probably should,
Yeah.
just in case, but... I mean, they could push us 4 a little bit more carefully, and probably take at least a mid tower. It's only in half health. Bottom tower, meanwhile, is still pretty high up, but...
I don't know, I guess what just bothers me the most is that they haven't really... Like, once this rally hit 6, all they were doing with him was farming Ancients.
Yeah, he hasn't Seismic Slam
MOA
either.
and, yeah, I mean, MOA and rally combo, I mean, we haven't seen it in a while, but that blue ult on top of a rally ult, it's almost instant, and they haven't really made use of it at all.
And the D-armor from the goo as well, obviously, on the physical damage.
Yeah.
From the stuns, things are very nice. But Rally will have a PK relatively soon here, 1800 gold, and that'll be good, obviously, for him.
Oh, wow. That ward bottom, Gents, oh man, if he doesn't get that. Oh my god, he saw it!
Wow.
What?
The ward at the bot.
No, I get it, but like, why is...
He can't see it. There's not enough vision to see it. They would need a real
I'm
ward
pretty
up
sure
there.
he should have walked by. I mean, when he walked up that hill, it was turning daytime. He should have saw it. And
Yeah, I think
maybe
he should have
just.
seen it too.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think it's a little bit too far.
I think it's still pretty funny.
Oh, and they're gonna find one counter ward here, but not both.
4 wards within almost no area.
Who's getting a phone call?
That's me. I'm gonna ignore it.
Good.
Oh, they're pausing
Yeah.
for you.
Priorities.
That's
Oh,
fine.
they are. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna take it.
Well, at least this rally has blink. Maybe now they'll start doing something. They have blink in
Nah.
on Elephant and rally.
Nah.
Are they gonna jump chipper?
Nah.
Oh man.
Wouldn't want to do that, then he might die and that'd be rude.
Yeah. Sounds terrible. What am I even thinking?
Right? Manners, come on.
Water shield.
Nope, here comes Rally. He's getting the Moa ult, but this was interesting and awkward. Empath wall being very annoying. Still get the kill. Fort Lightning actually bounces twice. Here comes Tempest in. 2-man Tempest Soul? No. They don't really have the counter damage. Wrath of the Pharaoh onto the creeps. That was pretty horrible. Swiftblade's been here. Will get Empath inside. Easy kill, and Elephant looks like Rally off to the side will be able to survive, so it's 1-for-1 there. Trading the suicide, and for the jungle actually. And Swift Slash
Whoa.
kill Master. Because
That Master of Arms was just like sitting there.
Yep.
I don't know if he DC'd or something, but he just like sat there for 3 seconds at least, just watching.
Well, if he DC'd, it doesn't matter anymore because he's dead. And that's going to be a counter push for the Legion side in the middle lane. So all that push that Hellborn should have done is now being done by the Legion.
Something that's overlooked quite a bit.
I guess they're looking to defend this. They have root up.
And there goes the root on to 3, but the
There's the
Swiftblade's
Bat
been
Blast.
doing a lot, and Bat Blast also not going to hit Swiftblade. Looks like Rally going to be in a lot of trouble here. He's taking away the blast. That's another kill. They also kill the tower. So they drop 2 ults, lose a hero, and lose a tower.
Yeah, that just went disastrous for Hellborn. I don't think they could have gone anywhere. I mean, as soon as that Hag Bat Blasted, the mech came out and it was like they did no damage. It was really I mean, it just shows like they don't have any sustained damage, just all bursts.
Pretty much.
And they even have a focus buffer for that.
And the Swiftblade spin for the really heavy amounts of magic damage coming out from the Hellborn side. Like, if Swiftblade is spinning when the Hellborn initiate, they're not going to hit him at all.
Yeah, I don't see how they're going to come out on top of this. Especially if they keep team fighting the way they do with this, like, mixed in and out of things. I mean, they didn't really commit fully to the last one, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Keeper picks up an Astrolabe. Something that I just noticed and that I didn't pick up right off the bat, MOA and Rally were pretty well together. Something that's overlooked quite a bit is MOA's ulti actually gives cast speed. And with Rally's ultimate as well, it makes it go off a lot quicker. MOA's ult is fantastic with heroes like Soul Stealer, Rally, that take a little bit of time to get their ulti off, but it pays off in the end.
The Legion had destroyed.
I mean, hopefully we'll see an example of it here, but if MOA gets that ulti onto Rally, Rally's ult will go off within probably a half second or less.
Hey, Fa, you wanna agree with that? I think you probably should.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I wish I thought of that one.
And also, have you not been paying attention?
The Legion had destroyed a Legion
I don't know if
tower.
Fantas was either.
Have you not been paying
I'm
attention?
always paying attention.
I don't think so.
Even when I'm eating pizza, I'm paying attention.
I don't think so.
I know so.
So, Legion side take out 2 towers in quick succession, and now they're going to clean up the Hellborn Woods. And yet,
Goblins are in the same to them.
they're only 2.5k gold. I feel like the Legion side should have a much better gold lead than they do at this point.
Right.
Especially with the 530
really,
gold per minute on the...
I don't know. All this gold is really on the Swiftblade, and everybody else is doing really mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, Tempest has got 340, so he's doing alright. Sure, Chipper and Pharaoh are not doing so great, but I guess it's just so much more spread out on the Hellborn side. It's difficult to look at, but it just feels like the next bottom lane, yeah, Beaverman are gonna get crushed.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
That's not good.
They made use of that MOA rally ult like Enthos was talking about too.
Enthal's insight coming through.
I mean, really, I think that's all they need to do. If they take out that Swiftblade, they really have... I don't know what they have.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, so we talked about the Hellborn side not having damage. The Legion side's damage is pretty much all concentrated on that Swiftblade. Chipper can do a fair bit, but obviously a lot of skill shots there, and he doesn't have sustained damage, so it's the same problem the Hellborn does.
Yeah, especially since they're dumping so much farm onto the Swiftblade, I feel like if this Wretched Hag gets his sheep after that Grimoire, they might actually be able to win some team fights. Or at least jump that Swiftblade really fast.
And I mean, they do have burst damage, and Swiftblade has 1,000 health, and no Shrunken Head, obviously, and no Nullstone. So, do you feel like Nullstone would have been a better choice than the Cleaver, maybe even Addition? And he's got an orb here. I guess it's a Geos.
Yeah, I really like the Geos pickup, especially against a Keeper, but I just feel like eventually he's going to need some HP. I don't know, I guess
like
maybe they're just not looking up, or they're not looking to pick fights right now, maybe that's why.
I guess Geos is okay. Yeah, he just needs tankiness, I guess, so that he can get the spin off.
Hag stuff.
There he is.
Hag's still 371 gold per minute, or 75 now. So, Grimoire is finished on her, and her farm should be taken off. Dread's gonna get a 2-for-1 here with the counter ward. Pick up both a Word of Sight and a Word of Rev.
Look at how many wards are on the map from both teams.
A lot.
It's insane. I love it. It's
a
great.
ridiculous amount of counter wards. I feel like they could
shows the dedication from both
two
teams.
eyes by now.
Why does Drents have 2 Word of Revs right next to each other in the top river?
Yeah.
One to block the camp, the other to check out wards.
Neither of those block the camp.
Oh, it doesn't even block it. What? That's a good point then. I'm not really sure.
Maybe he's high or drunk.
I think it was just.
I wouldn't think so for a
festival.
HoN Tour game.
You never know.
I guess I don't. But if you look at the Legion jungle, this Ward of Sight is just barely out of range of this
Yeah.
Rev ward from Drents. Well placed. I feel like too many people put wards right in the center, and if you keep them off just a little bit, you still get great vision from it, and they won't be countered as easily.
No, I just put them right in the center. It's way easier.
Well, there's a reason you're still 1600, Quincy.
There is a reason I'm still 1600. And it's probably because exactly of that. Probably not. Again, I haven't eaten all day. It's now 6:30, and I'm not gonna eat until we're done with this cast, which means I have to eat dinner, and then I might need to help Shingo or something. But
You can always leave it to me and Art of Fun, and you can go eat like I did.
yeah, but then who's gonna do the camera work?
Just follow the empath. Clearly, all the action is going to revolve around her.
Hellborn destroyed a Legion tower.
Oh wow!
Ballsy CP.
Is this Pharaoh gonna get turned around? Oh, apparently
guys now
Boy
way
doesn't
behind
want to
me?
use Bat Blast still.
Oh no, never mind. Here's the bad blast up top. I saw that.
Oh no, no.
Oh, yeah,
He's in trouble.
Wretched Hag. It's the blink away. There's the Wrath, and you dead. Swiftblade
I don't know
need you.
why he stuck around that long.
With no vision.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if he was gonna commit on that Pharaoh kill, he should have just done it. He was like waiting and haunting. He had a Bat Blast up with his Grimoire. It was a free kill. He just did it and ran.
speaking of vision, Legion side or Hellborn side have only the one ward of sight in Legion Woods. And Legion still have some pretty good ward coverage, but it's either extremely aggressive all the way in the Hellborn Woods, or pretty defensive in Legion Woods. Nothing with vision of either rune. This word of sight doesn't. This word of sight in the bottom river from Drents seems like it gives nothing that you really want.
Yeah, I think you actually misplaced it. Some people do that sometimes. It's like inside of the tree.
Yeah. Like, it's not gonna get countered, I guess, but it's not really doing much for you. Chop lane triple
It
low
looks
port out.
exactly like the cone from Wretched Hag's ulti, so maybe he's just trying to like mimic that or something.
Man,
You know?
if Hag
You know what I mean?
did that and then Bat blasted right on top of it, it'd look awesome.
Yeah, definitely
Can
not much
somebody
vision
whisper
at all.
Imba Boy?
What was that?
Can somebody whisper Imba Boy and tell him to do that?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Alright, thank you.
Oh man, is there gonna be action on this rally top as Swiftblade is DD just chilling around?
Go kill him! Well, that ward in the juggle expired, so Swifty's not really sure where everybody is. A little bit cautious here. Ancient's being taken as well on the Hellborn side. Rally.
Do you think that Reason Gaming is trying to push us in the late game? I mean, they're really not attempting to push at
Yeah.
all, despite having an MOA, a Keeper, and a Cthulhu font.
I mean, I can't think of any other explanation other than Imba Boy just does not feel comfortable with his farm right now, which, considering how much he usually farms, like he's pretty typically a 500 plus GPM player. Like, sitting at just over 400 gold per minute and doing so at the 25-minute mark with a Grimoire that he's had for a fair bit of time now, I can understand him just being like, I don't have enough. I don't want to fight. I don't want to engage. And the rest of the Hellborn team going, well, if you don't engage, then we're not going to kill anything, so I guess we're just going to sit back here and let you get some CS. In the meantime, though, Legion side will be pushing this tier 2 mid. Swiftblade will take Master Mark there instead, but actually he's going to get bursted down here. He's just dead. Tempest, immediately canceled though by the Keeper. And the Hellborn side are turning this all the way around. Zane with the Portal Key has big plays. Pushbook from Chipper. Not going to aggro.
I actually didn't see which way he went.
Yep. So he might actually be okay here. He does not have a port though, so he's going to have to get out.
And that's a Congo.
He'll be okay. But Kongor now, yeah, he's going to be attacked by the Hellborn side. And that's what happens when Swiftblade's all the way in the front and the burst damage from the Hellborn side comes through before he can spin.
Right, especially against a Rally and Hag, two heroes with insane burst damage. You don't want to do that.
That was a great ultimate too from what you got on the Tempest, but shades of BMG versus Null, maybe. But the problem is he didn't catch Keeper, so.
Yeah, that Keeper was really on point with that PK ult. I mean, he was all the way on the other side. He got what is it, 4 even though he was just canceling a Tempest hole, and that was just turnaround they needed. Set up everything.
Because they got greeted like, oh, that's a great Tempest ultimate. Everybody group up and kill a whole bunch of heroes, and then Keeper's like, thank you. I'll just take that, and then you all die. That's exactly what they did.
I mean, it looked really big too. I mean, that
Yeah.
Tempest hole was huge, and then that Keeper rally ult was just everything just died. Didn't really know what happened at first.
Right.
Where should dwarves get?
Tempest now. He's farming just under 300 GPM, so his farm's really fallen off. He was over 350 a few minutes ago, and has since fallen down a little bit. Meanwhile, Ambiboy is up at 445, so he's starting to pick up. Beaverbanger down to 471, below his 500 plus from earlier. And 3-2-2 on him. I mean, there's just been very, very little action this game. 8-7 hero kills in favor of Reason Gaming in just under 30 minutes. And neither side is playing as a team or pushing very well, despite the fact that they both have considerable lineups that suggest that they would be doing exactly that.
Right, and it goes to show this game how having at least a couple heroes that can farm jungles well really pays off. I mean, if you look at the Legion draft, they have a Tempest who definitely farms the jungle quite a bit, but the only other hero that's going to farm the jungle effectively is that Swiftblade, and despite the fact that they're only down by 1 hero kill, they're behind by 6k gold, 10k experience, despite having the same amount of towers that Reason Gaming has.
Right.
So I mean, having that Hag, having that Rally, having that Cthulhu, and even that Keeper that can all farm jungle very effectively, that's really paying off for them here, and it looks like, yeah, 3 heroes above 375 GPM for Reason Gaming, which is a lot.
I want to go back to Geometer's Bane pickup on Swiftblade, because I really don't think that was the right decision.
Against
Like,
the Keeper, I think it's pretty good.
I get why he did that, but
yeah.
just spin.
He just doesn't have raw HP. I mean, that's really the problem. He just dies
And
before.
If he's gonna get caught by the root, he's probably dead.
So I think the point here is that he definitely should have gotten the Thunderclaw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The Hellborn have destroyed a
And then
Legion
Legion on
tower.
top.
Later on, when Hag gets some sort of CC tools, whether it's a Sheepstick or a Hellflower or both even, she's going to be able to jump the Swiftblade and just kill him, because again, he's not very tanky, and if he gets CC'd for half a second, then he's going to die. Speaking of which, Hellborn side are now finally choosing to group up and push. Tempest Ultimate is back, but so is the Keeper Root, of course. So Keeper hanging out in the background, knowing he's got to cancel that Tempest Ultimate if it comes through. And Hag is in the front lines, has that token. We're in their 2 minutes, so this is just about a perfect push timing for them. Looks like they'll be able to get tier 3 tower very easily. Still not taking much damage, but Rally coming in with the Compel. And right back out again, Wrath of the Pharaoh. Only going to catch Elephant. He does put the Obliterate down, and Swift Slash is going down there as well. Near going to die right off the bat. And they're looking for some sort of initiation. The Keeper does not want to start with the Root because he knows about the Tempest Ultimate. And Shrunken Heads were popped on the Legion side, as well as the Hellborn team. Actually, Rextag holding on to hers, but Rally did use his. And looks like Hellborn are going to back off at this point. And figure that they're going to be unable to kill this tier 3 tower. A little unfortunate there. And this Hag token probably going to wear off before she's able to do much of anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, Beaverbanger's fallen down to 480 GPM. Still a significant number, but Invovoy's catching up at only 460. So a little bit unfortunate for Nullstone Gaming. I mean, none of the other heroes on his team are above 300 GPM, which is definitely going to hurt them going into this late game phase. While on the other hand, Reason has Cthulhu Font at 350 and Rally at about 370 right now.
TBS Price does not want to stay in this game, apparently. So he keeps DCing, and he will reconnect here. Not the biggest
Not
deal.
even pause, but yeah,
Oh,
quick
DC,
back in.
Crazy. Don't know if it's lag issues
Looks
or what.
like TPS got a ward into Nullstone's base.
Yeah, that's true.
Not really going to pay off
Yeah.
unless they start to push again, but still not exactly easy to get those wards off and not have them countered.
Ancients to be taken here by Pharaoh, in fact, as he's feeling like he's a little bit poor.
Dwarves get all the axes.
Now, Beaverbanger has 4k gold saved up. What would you guys like to see on him next?
I'm not sure really. He
Maybe
needs
even like
HP.
a fossil skull? Yeah.
I guess. I mean, he
Abyssal
does need to catch
Skull-
up to this Hag too.
There's no Abyssal Skull on this team. Get
Right.
that. He doesn't need a hatchet. Drop the hatchet, get the Abyssal Skull. He'll still have enough for a buyback. He doesn't have HP, but if he can use the Geometer's got to keep a root and just start auto-attacking people, then he should be able to stay alive for a pretty long time. And obviously the Abyssal Skull, a very, very powerful team-oriented item. Now, Drentz has got the Ring of the Teacher, so it's very possible she's going for it. It's quite common to see an empath, you know, pick up an Abyssal Skull with a Switchblade on her team. The problem is, she's not particularly close to it. And she went a Blood Chalice even, so... her farm isn't terrible, especially considering all the wards she's bought, but...
Looks like Swiftblade is going for that Frostwolf Skull you were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm a genius. What can I say?
Or you cheated. Did you cheat?
How would I cheat?
You cheated.
Okay. No, not gonna happen. That ain't me.
I know how you cheated. You whispered Beaver Banger and you told him what to buy.
Well, he's not online at the moment. Nice try, though.
That's what you say. Maybe he's just
Is this
invisible.
Rally getting caught out?
Yeah, but he'll be fine. Looks like with the Compel, obviously a great stun, and there he's gone. Wall attempted to cancel the portal key, but not able to do so in time.
Yep.
So, aggressive farming there from Rally does not hurt him. And trying to do whatever they can to shut the Swiftblade down, whose GPM is still falling, down to 475, while Wretched Tag is up to 465. So, pretty soon she's going to overtake him on that GPM charts.
I mean, Nullstone Gaming just needs a solid Pharaoh initiation followed up by a Tempest ulti. If what you got gets a solid ulti off, that's the team fight right then and there. Only problem is, Zane playing that Keeper is definitely going to wait outside of each fight, just waiting for that opportunity to go on to Tempest, cancel that ultimate, so on and so forth. But if they can't get a solid Tempest ultimate off, I mean, Chipper's damage with Swiftblade's damage is too much for this Hellborn team to handle. They'll definitely fall quite easily, despite their
I'm just not sure about the Swiftblade's item choice. I mean, I get that he needs HP, but the amount of armor stacking up on Hellborn is going to be absolutely ridiculous. They have a Demonic and Abyssal, and they have that maxed out Nature's Veil. I mean, what last fight, Elephant was at like 50 plus armor. That was ridiculous. They don't even have armor boots yet, so.
Right, I mean, what other items can you think of, though, that would provide him HP while still giving him some sort of combat presence?
Abyssal's Call.
I mean, I was thinking about like a Basher and an Abyssal maybe, and then he could go for a Harkon or something. I don't know if the Frostwolf is going to help him like outlast the armor maybe.
And here again, initiation onto Cthulhuphant as 5 heroes are here, but he's going to charge away. And he's got the Dream of Madness on. He's still going to drop here, but
wow.
took a fair bit to kill him. And the rest of the Pharaoh was used, so nice pick. And it looks like they're going to try to turn that into a mid-push. Should be relatively easy to kill this tower. But so I'm interested in tanking. Yeah, like, he built all these tank items. You can just go tank, buddy.
I guess now that I think of it more, it doesn't really matter since they have an empath for a damage item.
That's true.
Empath is a very strong damage item. Costs quite a bit, though.
That is true.
Think about Basher, and I like the item a lot. I think it's underrated, not used nearly enough. Basher really shines when you're versing stand-up heroes that will stand there and auto-attack you. And this Hellborn team doesn't really have any of those, apart from Cthulhuphant and maybe Keeper. But as far as like Hag, Rally, Cthulhuphant, MOA, they're not going to stand there and attack you. They're going to use their mobility to kind of get around you, juke you until they can find their abilities to combine and kill you. So, I don't know.
Hag going for Sheepstick. So, saw that coming. And it's just kill the Swiftblade. Like, the entire game plan of the Hellborn side, I think, right now is kill the Swiftblade. And that's what it should be. Looks like Keeper probably went for a Refresh here. He's got an Arcana. Could, of course, be a Hellflower, but I pretty significantly doubt that's going to be the case.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I mean, I wish at least, like, TPS Priceless or Zane would just upgrade their boots. I mean, armor boots are really... I mean,
Keeper,
come on, they're like 600 gold.
Keeper could upgrade his boots. He's currently farming at 300 GPM. Definitely would be a nice pickup, but he's going to look to finish off that refresh right now.
I have you. Yeah.
And Swiftblade getting back over 500 gold per minute, so...
Hag has this finished Sheepstick. I wonder if they're going to wait for next Kong or...
I would imagine. Kongor is back up, so...
That bot tower is really low though, too. So if they do get that Kongor, it might just be a rat. I mean, they might just take that tower and run. I don't even know if the Kong is going to be worth it.
Well, I mean, they have the Hellblade advantage, and I think they are concerned about if they don't lock the Swiftblade down, what can he do to their team? Especially for Wretched Hag, who, for all her mobility and a fair bit of tanked items, can still die relatively quickly, especially to something like Swift, who doesn't care about the shrunken head too much. But we'll be scouting out the Convoy here, and that actually might be the Hellborn's cue to go in. There's no rocket for 5 seconds or so.
Right, Keeper is about 500 gold away from his Resto Stone, and Fuzzy Slot's actually only about 100 away from his staff if he does end up going for that, which I think he should. So two
Keeper's
big
got
items
his
coming out
Resto
here
Stone.
for both teams.
500 gold
Really?
away. Yeah, he's 1836 gold.
Well, he was farming Ancients just now, so it makes sense.
Now he's at 1930, so
Want that
that's
stuff.
done. Yep, and staff done on Chipper. So that's going to be huge too, because I think we haven't talked about too much is the combination of Chipper and Pharaoh / Tempest. Chipper, Pharaoh, obviously, sit there and stand on the damn saw blades and you take a billion damage. And
Right.
the same thing with Tempest Ultimate. You were talking about this before, Anthos. I'd like to see a puzzle box.
On who?
On, well, Rally's got a 1k int item, so maybe it's going to be him. I would say ideally, probably the elephant.
Puzzle box and elephant?
Yeah.
what
Elephant or
purpose?
keeper, I guess. For the purpose of puzzle box is a really great item, and it counters
No doubt about it.
pretty well. It'll counter the Swiftblade spin or Swift slash.
Water shield!
And here comes Rally. He wants something, but there is nothing there. So useless Rally.
Oh, and I think they're gonna go in right now with that Swiftblade.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw that go
no.
down. Actually, Swiftblade comes here, but it's like some out of 2. And once again, Swiftblade getting locked down by the sheep. He's gonna die. And so Pharaoh dies as well. We'll see if Swiftblade buys back. He's not going to, it doesn't look like it. Off to the side here, Chipper trying to run away. He's not going to make it. Impel Stun comes back in. That's going to be another kill. So 4 for nothing.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. Bad positioning on Nullstone Gaming's behalf.
Like, they've got the initiation with the Pharaoh and the Tempest. And even the
Hellborn had
Chipper.
destroyed a Legion tower.
Why
Right.
is Swiftblade in the front of these fights?
Yeah, I mean, these team fights are going to come down to whoever gets the initiation. I mean, you have a Pharaoh, a Shipper, a Tempest on the Legion team. But then you have a Keeper, Hag, Rally, Cthulhuthon on the Hellborn. They just really need to watch for each other on the map, and whoever gets that initial go is probably going to win the team fight. And we just saw that last team fight and many others before that.
I mean, I think this just comes down to, like, it's a stalemate pretty much between Tempest and Keeper, and the only person besides Swiftblade that's farming reasonably well was that Tempest. So having that Keeper on the other team kind of nullifies all that farm. He has to wait there for Keeper to PK in and all.
Alright.
Definitely. Hag jumping ahead at 530 GPM now, with Beaver Banger falling behind at about 480. So they've swapped roles in regards to the early and mid game. Hag taking a dominant lead, being played by Imba Boy. That guy is just insane at farming.
He
No doubt
really
about
is.
it.
And Wretched Hags actually is one of his best farming heroes too, as funny as that is. When it comes to Moon Queen, Dr. Repulsor, Darkly, all this stuff, he actually farms pretty well on Hag compared to all those heroes.
Right.
Very weird, but he knows what he's doing. And he's doing it pretty damn well here. Already 3,400 gold saved up on top of that Sheep 6 Shrunken Grimoire. It's going to be a Shaman's Headdress into a Barrier Idol for Cthulhuthon, so
I like that.
yeah, that's okay, no doubt. There's a pretty good amount of magic damage coming out from the Legion side. I still would like to see a puzzle box. Rally did finish up a Storm Spirit, so that's where that Neophytes book went. And Keeper get a puzzle box. Somebody get a puzzle box, please. I like.
It's gonna be Pharaoh if anybody. But this late into the game, I don't know. I feel like it really shines in the mid game, and nobody's really picked one up yet.
It's always good. I mean, it's good at counter warding. That alone is super valuable. It's the extra damage. It's annoying, and it's a really good pushing tool as well. So
yeah, don't get me wrong. I think it's one of the best items in the game, and I feel like it's very much underused. I personally suck with it, but I have a Warbeast player who's a friend of mine that just absolutely dominates with it, and he gets it almost every game.
yeah. I'm not great with the micro either, but I mean, any of the micro stuff, you can just right-click from those maulers, and the mauler and the wizard, and it actually does a fair bit of damage anyway.
Let me put it this way: there's a reason I play Heroes of New Earth and not StarCraft.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not a good StarCraft player. I tried.
It looks like Legion wants to go in again. They ulted that Swiftblade. I don't know if this is really like their best fight though.
something I haven't talked about either, but the keeper minions eating some of those swift slashes. They don't really like the fact that they're hanging around there because they like to get a swift ultimate onto just actually over here. Rally with the initiation, but he gets stunned out by the compel, and the Wrath of the Pharaoh misses. He put his shrunken head up, but it's going to be their cue to back off from Hellborn Seed.
Yeah, I really don't think they want to go in without an empath or a Feral, especially. But I guess I'm wrong. Looks like they're still trying to defend this.
I mean, that was really a premature use of the empath ultimate. She is going for the Abyssal, so she's got the Whispering Helm, and she'll have that now in about 500 gold. But
right, I don't like Null's chances at taking a 5 vs 5 team fight right now.
No.
I think that missing that Feral ultimate was almost a blessing in disguise, and that actually Hellborn is backing off from Conqueror, at least for the moment. So maybe they'll decide to forego it. You never know.
you never know.
Yeah, I feel like if Nullstone's gonna win a fight, it's gonna have to be them fighting uphill, and the other team has like no vision. I don't think there's any way that Nullstone can win in an open fight. I mean, they have 2 keeper roots, they have elephant stuns, bat blasts, even choke points. It's just devastating.
I mean, they haven't won fights before, so there's no reason they're going to now when Hellborn actually expand their golden experience.
What the strategy should be is to bait the keeper ulti, but when you're versing a team as good as this, they're not going to be easily baited.
Wrath of the Pharaoh
ultis
missing again. Yeah. Like,
And now they got
can't do that.
They have the green light. They're going to take Conqueror.
Okay, they bait the keeper ultimate once. How much does that really change? Because he's got 2 of them, and he only needs 1 to cancel the Tempest ultimate. So he can sort of waste 1 and still be okay. Obviously, he doesn't really want to waste it, but he can play a lot more aggressive with that ultimate than he used to do. And that's a pretty big tool because their initiation on the Hellborn side is very good, but their lockdown is only okay without that keeper route. And they want heroes that can lock stuff down. So with the route there, it seems to me like, or the extra route, it seems like they're going to have a pretty big advantage. And Hag also picking up a refresher.
Wow. Something that you don't see very often.
Nope. But occasionally, it's not completely unheard of. As you guys can see, Lash connecting, of course. Apparently, he did finish up this game, and maybe even game 2 of this series. I don't know. Doesn't matter, we'll cast game 2 anyway. Because we're just that sort of people.
And what sort of people is that?
I don't know. That sort. Whatever sort
Fair
that
enough.
is.
So you said I don't know, so Americans?
Yes,
Yeah,
that describes me.
Okay.
I would prefer it if you didn't use labels, so if you wouldn't mind.
Speaking of Americans, oh, never mind. I won't go into a rant right now. Since the team fights a Bruin.
The Legion side is comprised of American players. Well,
yeah,
mostly.
And they're awesome. They're all really good players.
Yeah.
And we've had a couple of them on the cast.
We have.
Three of them.
We've had 3
we
of
still
them
need to
on
get
the cast.
Fuzzy, and I don't think Oscar speaks very much English,
I
does
don't
he?
think so.
So maybe we can get Fuzzy on here sometime, but
Yeah.
might be a language barrier with Oscar.
Maybe Resher
But I must
too,
say
for
Oscar is a
Sixth Man.
fantastic player. That guy's
is quite
stats
good.
are insane.
He is quite good. He needs to be a little bit more consistent, I think, and from what I've heard, perhaps a little bit more communicative in these games. Obviously, we've talked
I
about
don't
that
know.
before.
He calls people putas a lot. I mean, that's the thing.
That's true. He's communicating it. That's a good point. I'm sorry, but yeah, we've stressed before
Confirmed.
that communication is really key in these fights. And there you go. Sheepstick onto Flipblade, and he's just dead.
I mean, he does have a
And there's no
buyback.
damage. He does have buyback, he is buyback, but there goes the Tempest ultimate is cancelled. Decent duration, but no follow-up damage, despite the Chipper Sawblades being there. Hellborn now going to back off pretty much as Swiftblade's coming through. He's putting Swift Slashes down, but again, not killing anything. The Hellborn side is just too tanky. Get to a team in the Rocket Barrage, and there goes what you got on the Tempest. The second Keeper who comes out, Drent's also falls, so Empath dead. Looks like Pharaoh going to fall as he bought back and came in. Chipper finally going to finish off Master of Bombs in the background, but Beaverbanger will have to back off. And Amber Boy and now finally Rallying Elephant come in, and they will kill Fuzzy Sloth on that Chipper. So ends up being not only a genocide, but a 6 heroes killed, and that's game. Okay. Yeah, like, I mean, that's, they couldn't do anything about that. That's going to be a second set of racks, and that's going to be the game. So, game 1 there. We'll go to Reason Gaming. That'll obviously put them up 1-0. Final thoughts on that match there, Fuck?
I just think that Zane keeper was really the MVP there. I mean, double keeper root versus that Tempest, who especially wasn't farming that well because they'd done so much farm on that Switchblade. I guess 3 cores just beat 1.
Yeah. Enthos, anything else to say?
I like the draft from Nullstone Gaming. I think it was pretty strong, but I think it wasn't very strong against Reason Gaming's draft. I mean, they had 3 tanky heroes. The 2 that come to mind most are both Keeper and Cthulhuphon, and Chipper just is not very strong against those heroes. Chipper has insane burst damage, but only to a certain extent, and against tanky heroes, he just really doesn't shine very well.
Alright, so that'll do it for this game, and we'll be heading into game 2.